Johnny the fuck Minerals, who I don't even view as a real human being.
It's guys like Minerals.
Let's have it right.
He's not on my radar. I don't care about him.
You got the Minerals too.
One of them brown envelope mobs.
No Minerals.
Minerals. My big up Johnny. Let's have it right.
Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
The realness of this guy.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
Minerals FC need proper winning Minerals, mate.
Let's have it right. I'm just a brown envelope, or I'm
Absolutely screwed. Let's have it right.
Brown envelopes.
You brown envelopes from the club.
You got the Minerals to fight for his place.
You are in the woods wronging. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you taking the time out to say that. Cheers. This one's for you. Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it?
The Minerals.
Minerals FC.
Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
Johnny the fuck Minerals.
The Minerals.
In them, we know that they have the minerals with not.
There's minerals that you need.
It's guys like Minerals and
You got the Minerals too.
Let's have it right. Minerals. Johnny Minerals.
like Minerals is one of the very vociferous Chelsea fans.
Minerals FC mudded me. I couldn't give a shit about that guy.
Let's have it right.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking Minerals, mate.
Can everybody just stop getting shot? So have it right, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, big up to every single one of you live and locked in. I hope everyone is doing well, winning live. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to pieces the like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do so. We got the notification bell, ding dong, so it right, so you know when we go live. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership down below in the description. As we also do, we have Eunice Talks, not Charlie, not Talks Football, Talks Minerals, and we now got on the Minerals FC officially Georgie Benson, bruv. What are we doing here?
I was going to say, mate, I've already featured on the channel a few times, especially in that introduction. I'm already known on here apparently. So no, thank you for having me on. I think now is absolutely the time to be doing it, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, big up to all my ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boy. We see things they'll never see. Salute to the no surrender mentality. Let's just land it for what it really is. I'm gonna start off straight away, and we're gonna put things into context of where we are at Chelsea. 2 wins out of 9, 6 points out of 27 points, and we've just shipped 5 goals against the club Seagull Merchants that not us. The clown ownership upstairs decided to copy. This is not Chelsea. It's a disgrace. And now everyone has to unite, and we have to trust the protest, and we have to make a stand as Chelsea supporters, because this is unacceptable on all levels. The layer cake that has been assembled, built by design by the ownership, has literally gutted our football club from top to bottom. There is no intent to win. There is no intent to build for the future. The only forefront priority is business and financial. Clear as day. Crystal clear. I am not accepting back-to-back defeats against Seagull Merchants. I'm not having it. No chance. This is the bottom of the barrel. It doesn't get worse. For me, 2 years ago, when I was Southampton at home and we lost to them under Jellyfish Pot, that was enough when I said this is not Chelsea. Listen, we're in phase 3 now. 1.5 billion spent. I'm done. Enough's enough. BLUECO out.
Yeah. What's mad and what adds extra insult to injury here, right? 2 different competitions. Brighton, the club that we're meant to be copying, the club that we so love in terms of the model. 5 goals let in, and it could have been more. 5 over 2 games in the space of 6 days, and it should have been more. I'd done something, and I told you this, George. Actually, I told both of you. I've done something tonight that I'd never done. I've been on this platform for a long time, as long as George has. We've been years. I've never done a match review before the final whistle. And I've done it at 75 minutes. Third goal in, that's it. Game over. Go straight in, because the message isn't about, and I'm seeing there's still people talking about certain players. Maresca, a director, the decision here, this transfer. It's all under the same problem now. There's one big overlying cloud that's been hanging above our heads for the past 3 years now. And I said this on the video. With time, hindsight can be a beautiful thing. You can start piecing things together. You can change direction and opinion and go, hang on, you know what? Now, this isn't actually making sense. At one point where you look at some of the things that might be clicking, you give, as fans, we give those things chances. That's normal, right? But after 3 years, and it's the same repetition, different faces, different puppets, same results, 1.5 billion spent, not changing the model, still going after children, going and getting a rugby guy to elevate the mentality instead of actually going in and get some experience to help these young kids who are children and don't know what to do and don't have the balls, if we're being honest. Today, we saw players giving up in a way that I've never seen players give up in. It's just ridiculous. And to try and tell me that the levels are so far superior with Brighton compared to us is a lie. That's not the case. But they want it. You see Brighton moving at 200 miles an hour into every challenge, every ball, every pass. They're focused. They're drilled in every tackle, every single second. They are on it. We're not on it whatsoever. One little thing, one little collision, one little bit of intimidation, and they fold. But why? These guys are all on 8-year contracts, earning their dough, happy days, no pressure. There's no one coming to take my place because the club's looking for more children. I'm better than those children. So life's good. And results, yeah, if they come, they come. They don't, they don't. But that isn't set by the players. That's not set by the coach even. Should be to an extent. But he's brought in as a byproduct of the mentality that's come from the very top. It's not even the directors. If it was the directors and it's all their fault, realistically, they should have been sacked by now. 3 years in, they should have been sacked by now, but they're not, and they're still employed. Ask yourself why. Because it's not from them. It's from above. It's the owners. And to try and paint a difference here between Ighali, Clearlake, Bowley, we hate Clearlake now, but Bowley's all right. What, like Bowley wasn't the one responsible to gut everything out in the first place? He's not the current chairman of the football club? Mate, they're all in on it. They're the same. They're BLUECO. That needs to go. It's as simple as that. We're at a point now. Those guys all need to sell up and leave, because if not, they're not going to change. Simple as that. And at the bare minimum, what the fans need to do now, because I think there's a lot of fans that don't believe they hold any sort of power whatsoever.
Yes, let's have it right, Eunice.
Well, that's why we're all here now, mate. When you add us all up, at least.
Exactly. Exactly. Quick one, real before you go on, George, right? With the fans and what they need to do, the lack of confidence that some fans have in themselves, people need to understand. If there's any ownership that cares about image and about backlash, it's these lot. Because these lot have investors behind them. We're backed by institutions here. They're not coming in with their own net worth money and going, boom, here you go. No, they're backed by institutions and confidence of investors that they look after assets for. That's what's going on here. So you see all the PR that we're fed night in, night out. That's done not by fluke. That's done because they care about the public image, and they don't want the fans to turn, and they want their image intact, and they want to appease the fans as much as possible. No problem how much it's going to cost or how many journalists they can get in the pocket. So fans need to believe, and all they have to do is just say it for what it is. Speak. Just speak. That's it. If everyone spoke, which I think is starting, but if everyone spoke, there'd be earthquakes going on here. Earthquakes. So
that's what we got to start, mate, to be honest, because I think for me, if the moment you start looking at a 3-0 defeat in a performance like that, but you don't have any resentment towards any of the players out there, I don't care about any of the performances individually, because what have they got to play for? If I'm a Chelsea player right now, the only thing I'm potentially playing for is being seen in a certain position so another club can buy me.
Yeah.
Because what on earth would any of these and do you know what the thing that makes it worse is normally if Chelsea lose and you look at a shit performance from a player and you're like, fuck me, he's rubbish, isn't he? You would be like, oh, well, someone's going to come in who's going to be better because that's what we do. We buy improvements to the team. We'd fill holes where the squad wouldn't be strong enough and we'd buy better players. If you're a top player right now, you look at all of this shit that's going on at this football club. You look at the lack of effort, even from the best players now. Even Palmer don't seem to want to give it some now. If you're another top player, if you're a proper striker, right, what we need, what we would love to have. If you're a decent top-level striker, what you're looking at this thinking, fuck me, I want to stay as far away from that as humanly possible. And that is just talking about the players that I'm actually going to protect because they're not the problem. The players, what are you going out for today? You're already overachieving. We're already in fourth and we shouldn't be there. So it doesn't matter. We can stay fourth at least on Friday night because fucking City, Bournemouth, Newcastle, they're not playing until tomorrow. So the players are going out there. They don't have anything to fight for because even the flipping manager, every single... We've all spoken about it countless fucking times. Maresca comes out there belittling even where we are now as if we shouldn't be striving for higher. Accepting the mediocrity and setting the standards. The standards are, well, we're already doing really well, so don't worry about it. And because they're a bunch of kids, they're taking that and they're like, well, I've got 8 years of this payment at minimum. And even if I do have a decent game, I'm in the shop window for another team that actually have ambition to come in and swoop me up. It's a fucking disgrace. Honestly, mate, I thought tonight is the night I'm coming on because I'm fucking sick of it. And I could have ended my stream. I fucking smacked my desk down and my stream cut off. I was fucking livid, mate. And the problem is I don't expect any change from the players. But when you don't see it, it's like you either sit back and just accept that that's where we are or no, I'm a fucking Chelsea fan. I've seen us win every single trophy there is to be won. And yeah, we've got a Club World Cup to go to in the summer. Whoopie fucking do. We're not going to fucking win that, are we? It's an embarrassment we're even there because we won the Champions League 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the fact we're even in that is like we could win 120 million quid. The owners would love that, wouldn't we? But it's a shame we haven't established a squad that's even got the capacity to be on the same table, eating the same fucking food as Bayern Munich, eating the same food as Real Madrid. All the other flipping clubs from all the other continents that are going to be there. It's embarrassing the fact we're even there, to be honest.
Facts. We've been eating at the king's table with all the elites. Now we're eating fish and chips with the seagull merchants, and the seagulls are shitting on it as well while we're eating it.
Yeah,
that's where we are. Like, how can you spend 1.5 billion copying a model of Brighton and get beaten twice? And it's not even just Brighton. It's just this whole process. We've gone through 3 managers. We sacked our elite gaffer in Thomas Tuchel, who in fucking less than 30 months won us the Champions League.
Yeah.
He was there tonight. He saw it in 8K.
Yeah, bruv. And you know what? Tommy T dressed like a gaffer. Black top, black hat, serious minerals. Yeah, he's a general. He should be in our dugout. And he's laughing. You know what? He told Mateus Tell, don't go to that club. It's a shambles. He brought him through at Bayern Munich. And that kid rejected us for Spurs. We're getting rejected for Spurs. That's how much of a laughing stock we are as a football club. And the reality is, right, these owners, apparently they were there today. Patty said it. Whether they were or not, the camera didn't even go near them. But apparently they were turning up today. And the away end was chanting Roman Abramovich. Yeah? They hate it. They hate Roman. If it wasn't for Roman, you clowns, you wouldn't be in the Club World Cup in the summer. And you want to feed the gender on Roman like he's the bad guy. He cooked our books. No, mate. He was there with love as a Chelsea supporter and a football man, put the money in because he wanted to win and have fun. You lot have come in and said it's more important to build business value than win or lose on the field. To build BLUECO, the company, make more value out of that than Chelsea Football Club and any success that comes with it. Because there is no success. What does anyone expect when this manager is coming out saying, I've got no pressure to get top 4? And he said it before, he said it yet last night. He said that before, but he said it again. And I feel like he's just saying, I've had enough. Like, this is what they've told me. I haven't got any pressure. I'm letting you know. So don't come at me. I'm not the fool guy. I can't be the fool guy. And no disrespect to the Chelsea supporters, but you cannot blame Enzo Maresca. He's out of his depth anyway. He's not been backed. They're claiming they're backing, they're not. He wanted Osimhen, he didn't get Osimhen. He wanted a certain place, didn't get them. All right? You're not backing the manager. You're bringing Felix 6 months later, selling him, and you're telling me Enzo Maresca doesn't want to play Felix, doesn't want to go near him, but he'd rather have, and you brought him Wedding Hall. And you're not even playing this guy from Leicester. Make it make sense. Like, you're not backing this guy. So this guy was always going to get the brunt of it. But then everyone goes, oh, no, let's go to the directors. They're the ones that assembled this team. No, you don't get it. They didn't implement the model. If you watch Egbali and you listen to Egbali, you listen to Feliciano, you listen to Bowley, understand what they were telling you. They were in black and white, clear as day, saying to you, we're going with a low-wage structure. We're looking at Brighton and Red Bull. We're not going to buy inexperienced players with no resale value. We want to build the business value. And they even come and said, oh, the club wasn't run very well, Egbali says, before we come. It wasn't run on a sporting level very well. Wasn't run on a financial level and a data level. Who the fuck are you to come in here, take over our club, beachhead, streamline and all this waffle, all right? Spend the most money than any club in Europe in history right now, assemble a squad like this, have 6 transfer windows and say that our club wasn't run well under Roman, who was the most successful manager, most successful owner in our history and dominated football for the last 18 years. Who is smoking crack? Who is buying this stuff? And other people say that Bowley's Roman on steroids, bruv. Like, honestly, what is going on? If we do not unite as a fan base, I'm telling you now, we're already done and dusted. We've spent 1.5 billion and we're in need of a rebuild. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're in need of a rebuild. These players are on death row contracts. And Palmer's gone. He's our best player. Casado. Someone will come for him. Then what? What are we left with? Oh, don't worry, guys. We got Esteval Willian. We got players coming in. We got players from Strasbourg. Get out of here.
That's the Brighton model. That's the Brighton model in living colour. And they've said that themselves. If they know that there's a player that's about to be sold, or they know that there's someone who's going to be getting attention, they're already in the process of getting the next guy ready. The next young guy that's going to come in, take that spot, who then they'll breed and get even further and develop and then sell on for profit even further down the line. That's their model, man.
But this is the problem when a Brighton player plays well, because they're not expected to do anything, they look better than they actually are. So Caicedo is probably the best player at Chelsea now. Palmer, Caicedo. But Caicedo is worth 100 million because he is obviously a shining diamond in a very average team. So his price immediately looks up because he looks better because of what he's surrounded by. Whereas at Chelsea, the top players that these owners think they're going to sell for more money look shit, because when Chelsea are doing what Chelsea are doing now, teams are looking at Chelsea's players thinking, hang on a minute, yeah, we'd have bought Lampard years ago, we'd have bought Drogba years ago, we'd have bought Cech, Terry, Ashley Cole, Makelele, Ballack, Essien, all of these fucking quality footballers, because they're playing in a team that makes them actually a quality side. But all of these players now are worth fuck all because they're shit. Yeah. So even their idea and their plan to, let's just put everybody in the shop window and show the value of what we can get if clubs want to come in so that we can make our profits. You ain't going to make profits on none of these. Yeah, you might do on the books, but you're certainly not selling players for more money than you bought them for. You're not making investments that are appreciating in value. So even if they had fucking integrity as businessmen, what kind of investments are these? Really?
I would say, I think you're correct. Although the one point about the best chance that you have of keeping players' value intact, or to at least appreciate, even if it's slowly, is if you get them in really, really young, right? So if you get them in at 18
larger profit
and 19, even if they're, Cassidy barely played. He went for the same fee that we brought him in for, but on the books, that's profit.
Yeah.
So he barely played. He barely played. Do you know what I mean?
Viega, 6 months. He goes on a 5 million loan. He's going to be advertised at Juventus, and then he'll probably get sold for 40 million. And they bought him.
And he's already playing well.
Yeah,
he's playing well.
He got man of the match. Felix scores in his debut because they're in football environments, guys. That's the point. This is not a football environment. It's a stock market. It's a shop window. We're a farming club. We're a everything's for sale at Chelsea. That's what it is. What can you build? How can you build if you keep bringing players in and letting them out again? How are we supposed to supporters get a connection to our players and our team and our manager? How's a manager supposed to manage a squad of 42 players? Why did you go down that route of buying 60 players? All right, because they have, if you work it all out, and not buy 25 players and have 5 or 6 players on 300 grand a week of world-class elite level, and then you can have all your young super wonder kids around them and have a core and have a spine. Exactly. We've spent all that money and you haven't even got a striker. You haven't got a goal. I mean, we've got 8 goalkeepers of 100 million spent. Defenders are a joke. You brought back Trev after exiling him, and the way that he got treated was disgusting. Like, and no one kicked up a fuss because the fan base was so blindsided to, oh, look at all the players we're bringing in and the transfer window. Because let's have it right. I've heard George say it. You know, we get excited with transfer windows. We do love a transfer window because we've been spoiled. We love transfer windows and the excitement and talking about it. Now we're looking at transfer windows in a fucking Toys R Us. You know, we're looking at kids, Kinder eggs, and what's going to hatch out of that? You know, listen, they sold our soul for the pound note, but the soul of the football club and the heart is the supporters. We're the landlords of this football club, and it's time that everyone unites together and fights against what they are doing to our football club, because they're not going to change. And I'll be real with you, they can't change it. It's too late. I said it 2 years. Once they spend the money, they can't go back. They spent 1.5 billion, which it's not a coincidence that Romans wiped off a 1.5 billion debt, and then that's the figure that they've spent. And we go into January, and we can't make a signing. We have to sell players to buy players, but we didn't sell. We loaned. That's the problem.
Because we can't sell them either.
Exactly.
Because they're all playing like shit, and either they don't play or they're not good enough. So who's going to go out there and spend? If we wanted to sell Felix, for example, which would have been the wrong call, but like, who's going to go and spend the 45 million? If we're comparing it to Cassidy, which was profit on their books, right? So we sell Cassidy for the same value that we bought him for. Who is going to spend that money on Felix when we are just another example of mismanaged Joao Felix? Is he actually as good as we say he is? We're buying into the facade of a fancy player who can do a step over, can do a nutmeg, can, you know, arrive in the box and score the 6th one against Wolves when they've already been slaughtered and their necks have been sliced. Like, as much as I think Felix should never have left, it's just another example of shit business. And now we are seeing the repercussions of that business, where Maresca didn't fucking want him. No one can tell me that Enzo Maresca wanted Joao Felix, and then he gives him 300 minutes of football all season long, where 2 months of that we've been absolute dog shit, can't create, can't score. And what, he's supposed to be the creative gem. He's supposed to be the diamond in the rough that can make things happen out of nowhere. What do you mean? Joao Felix ain't scored goals for 6 years.
Do you know why, George? Do you know why he didn't play Joao Felix? Because these clowns, they used him to broker the Gallagher deal to profit.
That was it.
Yeah, that was the only reason.
That's all it
but
was.
there is another reason to it as well. A second double whammy, if you like. Cole Palmer has to play in the 10. And the reason Cole Palmer has to play in the 10 is because it frees up 2 places on the left and right wing where they can advertise BLUECO, who was meant to be sold in the summer, and they couldn't get rid of him. And they brought in Neto, and they got Sancho on a cut deal, which is the only reason he's come in for 25 million. You got Paul Parker coming out about Sancho saying, "Oh, I bet they want to return him now. Like, they don't want him. He's a problematic player and he's inconsistent." But irrespective of the players, my point is they wanted to advertise the players they got, and that's what dictates the lineup. I've noticed it. I can see it.
Yeah. This is why Sanchez has still been playing.
Yeah.
Because if it hadn't been for that, Petrovic would have remained our number 1, correctly so, from last season. But Sanchez could not be sold. No one came in for him. So what have we got to do? Try and bump up his value. How do you do that? Yeah, get him playing. Petrovic, who's doing quite decent now at Strasbourg, who even if we want to go against the grain on here, right? If we want to look at the data, let's look at the data, guys, right? Petrovic is killing it over in France.
Yeah, so what about this bullshit of the best ones will stay and play for us to make us a better club? When we go and sign Matisse Mugu, but Andre Santos stays at Strasbourg, Petrovic stays at Strasbourg, but we're going to keep the best ones for Chelsea.
Because they're advertising them at Chelsea, it's a better chance for them to sell the player than loaning them to Strasbourg. And Petrovic at Strasbourg is going to increase in value, getting all the game time. Because if you bring Petrovic back now, he's going to be the number one, like Poch made him number one and bench Sanchez. Sanchez stays on the books. They can't offload him. And that goes for the other 7 goalkeepers that they got. So they're literally, that's it. That's all I can see it as. Like, I don't know if you can see it any other way. But we were told Sanchez got all the ingredients to be world class. And all of a sudden, Enzo Messi's gone from saying he's number one goalkeeper to now Jorgensen's number one. And let's have it right. Should he or should he not? Like Mitoma shot was a great goal, but he got a touch to it. A better goalkeeper, if that was a Courtois or Petr Cech, he's saving it.
Yeah.
Come on. What are we doing here?
Agreed.
Yeah.
You know? And everyone had a meltdown because of Jackson. Like, is Jackson even Chelsea level? Let's have it right. He's not Chelsea level, but he's the best out of the bad bunch. And I keep saying that for how many positions in this team. Like, Reece James, another one. You're captain. You don't play him in the FA Cup. Another domestic cup you throw away. And we were told he was injured. And then he was not injured. And now you only brought him on because Gusto went down. And now he's on the injury list.
There we are.
And Enzo Fernandez and Casado. It doesn't fucking work. It just doesn't work. We've seen it. When Poch brought in Gallagher and Casado and Enzo went and had his hernia, what did we do? We went on a run. We had Thiago Silva and Chalobah at the back. Experience, solidity, didn't concede goals, a bit of a spine, you know, a workhorse, a great reading of the game at the back with a leader. Irrespective of the goalkeeper, young kid at goal, we still didn't concede. Why? Because he had a defence, he had a midfield to protect that defence and defence to protect the goalkeeper. And then you can allow your Cole Palmer playing on the right to bag you 43 GA. Now Cole, I saw a stat, he's made a certain amount of less passes and less assists and less GA than he did with Pochettino. Why? He should be better this season. Because you're not playing him and getting the best out of him. And this is the problem. You've got a manager that's not experienced and doesn't have the minerals or capability to problem solve because he's so rigid with playing this inverted nonsense. The geezer wants to invert a goalkeeper. We can't even do that. And thank God he can't. Because imagine if he did invert the goalkeeper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah?
Yeah.
It'll be the crossbar challenge.
If we talk about football as well, you know, like that's why now you can't abstain Maresca from blame, because at some point or another, regardless of what he's got to work with, you've got to kind of revert back to basics in football if you want to get results. So what all of this inverted fullback nonsense isn't getting us any results. We're not seeing any positives of that anymore. So if Maresca even wants to save himself, I'm starting to think even he don't give a fuck anymore. And he's like, you know what? Actually, I've signed a 5-year deal at Chelsea Football Club, a club that he should never have been at in the first place, based on like the level of manager that he is and the level of club that we are. But even he's like, nah, do you know what? I'm not gonna tweak it. I'm not gonna try anything different. And even today, do you know what I thought was the craziest thing in terms of like the way I felt watching that game? I didn't want any of the youngsters to come on, because I don't want them to be out there without them even starting their careers yet. I mean, I've seen some people be like, Shamera Mweka is the answer up front. That is fucking nonsense. But you don't put a kid who has done nothing yet in his career in the firing line for what we're experiencing right now. And I mean, like Roman Abramovich's chance in the away end, the fact that we are 3 years on, and that is what the narrative is right now, shows everything that needs to happen at this football club. And Johnny, you know what? Like, I know it's been a while and we've not seen eye to eye on things, but I'll tell you what, I think the moment that changed it for me, and this might help some people who are still like, oh, maybe we're going to be all right with Esteval and Paez and these guys coming in. No. The moment it changes is the moment when you watch the players out there on the field and you don't even want to slate them. You want to protect them. You want to protect a Chelsea player who just lost 3-0 to Brighton. If you're still thinking that, oh, it's about the performance, it's about the effort levels, it's about the intensity, the mentality. I know I said that in my match review, but like I'm talking about 6 things because that's what I do. but the owners are there, the sporting directors are there too. It's not all of this starts at the very top. And I'm going to say it now on the Minerals FC, mate. These owners need to get out. Otherwise, we are literally shoveling flipping mud and soil on top of our own football club's grave right now. Footballers don't want to step on the badges. I don't want to bury my club by sitting back and watching these guys completely mud us before our very eyes. And I've been a Chelsea fan a flipping long time. And looking at the way that we're operating right now, the fact that I'm not pissed off at the players for losing 3-0 tells you everything you need to know. We've got to cling on to something here.
Yeah,
we do.
So true. I second that because, and this is, it was at this moment, that was when the idea came. I was like, I got to do the review now. Minute 75, I'm doing the review. Is when I saw that in a moment of desperation, we turned to Tyreek George.
Why are you bringing him on? Why are you exposing him to that?
What about Josh?
Okay,
what about Josh?
A midfielder, yeah. Or midfielder's got to come off. We have to use Brehall. And obviously he's not a young player, but I'm saying in terms of levels here, this is what we have to turn to. And the ones that I feel for are players like Tyreek George, Josh. You know, they're being thrown into a situation here, which I don't know, maybe in the long run might actually help them become better men. I don't know, on some sort of a level, maybe, right? Because they're super young. But
yeah, we've also got mentality coach now, remember? So we should be all right.
Yeah, fuck. Geezer, do you know what they did? No, forget the rugby player from All Blacks, Willie. Yeah, free Willie, bring him to Chelsea. He's going to help us in the dressing room. He's going to still win a mentality. Fuck John Terry with the under-10s. Don't worry about John Terry. We don't know him. We don't know who John Terry is. We just pay him 100,000 a year. You melt. Yeah, all right. They brought in Eastwood to instill. He's the cultural educator to instill culture at Chelsea.
Where is he? Did he even get on the plane? Did he even land in London?
I don't know. He's come from NATO, Eunice. Yeah, he's come from NATO and the Ryder Cup. So I don't know. He's probably come from his rocket. Yeah, maybe he's having maybe he's having a cup of tea or a McDonald's with Elon Musk. I don't know what to tell you. But this guy's meant to be educating everyone at Chelsea Football Club the history of Chelsea. Yeah, jog on. What are we doing here? All right. And then you bring me a mental skills coach from New Zealand. Mental skills coach.
Did he even so?
He was freelance like our medical team called Remedy, who Billie Eilish uses. What's his name? Grohl from Foo Fighters. Yeah.
Mate, Sean Dyche used them privately. I saw that as well. He needed
salute Dyche, bruv. All that woke nonsense. Come on.
Yeah.
Get it in the bin. It's killed our fan base, all this woke nonsense.
It has.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But on a serious level, like I know it's all banter, and it's nice to have banter because I've suffered for over 2 years, bruv. Like my scars are everywhere, bruv. I've got clown like scars all over me. Yeah, I can't take it no more. I seriously, I can't. Honestly, I feel physically sick. Today I did a stream and I lost it. I absolutely lost it. I saw the two differences between Enzo Maresca and Thomas Tuchel, and I saw red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuchel says, I'm here to win. Why would I be here for anything else? Enzo Maresca's like, no, we're here to maybe win in 5 to 10 years, and I haven't been told about getting Champions League. Like, what? Like
that's the proof's in the pudding, mate.
Yeah.
The proof's in the pudding. Tuchel talks about I'm only here to win when we didn't have the right to win the Champions League that year. But somebody with the right mentality comes in with a level where it's like, no, we're fucking Chelsea and I'm Thomas Tuchel and I win things. And here you go, is a Champions League, is a Super Cup, is a Club World Cup. And you get what you put in. So right now, we are seeing exactly what they're putting in. And you wonder why the players don't care. I've seen some people say like, oh, you think it makes a difference what they say in a press conference? Well, if that's what they're saying outwardly when they're trying to keep Chelsea fans on side, what do you think they're saying to them in the dressing room?
Yep.
Don't worry about it, mate. You guys are doing fine. They're kids. So you've got to nurture kids. You don't, you're like, there's no experience in the dressing room to actually be like, no, hang on a minute. There's standards here in football. Do you remember when John Terry was a kid and he's cleaning the boots of the players and they're treating him like a piece of shit in the dressing room? If one of these youngsters gets treated like a piece of shit, do you know what they do? They cry to their agent to get another move away, or they fake an injury or don't want to play.
I'm sorry.
Mate. Oh, mate.
Have you seen that?
When that happened, I lost my head when that happened.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just. I'm sorry. Press conference was that Bonnie Blue scene for the boys. Oh,
I can't
no.
see what...
Listen, my
Is this in
chat,
the chat?
they're wild. They're wild. My ultras are wild. Trust me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So George is gonna.
I'm
he's
just
gonna-
going to open now. I'm just catching up now.
Yeah. Fuck me. Right. Sorry, but you're absolutely right. No leaders. There's no standards. The standards are set and the mentality set from the top. When Roman when he came in, he brought in Peter Kenyon. Do you know what these clowns did? I mean, no power, I would do anything for pound notes. Yeah, I'm going to go and be sporting director. And then when that all went tits up, well, it didn't really, because they were planning to spend the 1.5 billion as quickly as possible so they could extract all that
without any interference.
Yeah, exactly. You got Igbali playing sporting director, and then you saw this switch of Brighton model, data. We bought, we forgot to mention, we bought the geezer from, is it NFL or NBA? Kuptal, whatever his name is, from the Minnesota Bears or whatever.
Yeah, we hired someone from that. Yeah, I forgot what his role was.
Well, his role's data and Moneyball.
It was data related. Yeah, it was data related.
Well, he's come in. What's the data saying now? Because I'm only seeing
Brighton.
I'm seeing 6 points out of what, 27 or 28 or whatever it was. Yeah, that's what the data's telling me and telling us on here. Like, let's be real, right? I don't know if you know George, yeah, but myself and Eunice, we expose Vivid Seats, all right?
Yeah.
I'm hearing from away supporters that are at the game and said to me, I don't really recognise a lot of the away end. So I would imagine Vivid Seats have sold quite a few away tickets for the Brighton game. We haven't heard anything from Bowley. It's 12 days now, but we've heard him buy a cricket club, right? So Chelsea Sports Trust come out. You've ignored that. Lovely respect, like you call us customers. Aside from that, we've exposed that BLUECO can sell. They can sell. This whole illusion and this PR narrative that they're locked in for 10 years is a fugazi. And the reason it is because what they've done is they've broken everything up under BLUECO. Chelsea Football Club, car park is a company, the two hotels is a company. Everything's divided. Women's team, Strasbourg, and so on. They've got 19 companies, isn't it right, Eunice? Yeah, they've got 19 companies or 18, right?
18, to be
18 companies. And if they build a stadium, they'll make that into a company. So what they're doing is building all these companies and their assets and their profits individually to have an overall net worth of BLUECO as a company, which would be worth more than just selling Chelsea Football Club on its own. Their institutions are not, their assets are not tied to BLUECO. So they don't actually lose any. They're not like in any kind of financial danger of losing any of their assets and this and that. So they can literally sell BLUECO if there is a clause. They can sell BLUECO that remains with Roman's binding clause, and we can get new ownership of BLUECO.
There is one.
Sorry, Eunice, what?
If there is a clause.
We don't even. I don't,
because it's like I mentioned this earlier. This is important because there's people that are still, without going and checking, believing that they can't sell for 10 years. The only time, when you actually go back and look, the only time that was mentioned about there being a 10-year clause was before Roman had actually left officially and the new owners had been sorted out with by the Rain Group. That was when Chelsea still had debt. The whole point of that clause was because of debt. Roman then afterwards wiped off the debt before he left. He wiped it off and he said that himself. I'm going to take off everything off the club. Don't worry, it's on me. Done. Goodbye. Thank you and see you later. And left Chelsea debt free. So does that clause even apply if there is a clause? Do you know what I mean? This is where that was the last mention that anyone, and that came from Sky News, that was the last mention we'd heard of a possible 10-year clause. Yeah. Since then, everyone just bought it, lapped it up, and that's it. It's somehow set in stone. Who's to
I'll
say?
tell you someone who will know if that clause exists. Roman
Go on.
Abramovich.
Facts.
And if anyone's going to respond to the noise that we're making right now, live on the internet, someone associated to Roman Abramovich could probably listen to this right now and help us out a little bit here, because we know that Roman cares about the club. John
really
Obi
good
Mikel
idea.
has said to people, yeah, of course, Roman's upset. Roman's unhappy. We know that. So if anyone's flipping watching right now associated to Don Roman, please have a little nudge and slide some enveloped information to us, please, so that we can clarify some factual stuff. Because I mean, to be fair, we're all speculating here, but like that's probably the better angle, isn't it? Because
that's an
the
envelope.
owners aren't going to come out and be like, "Oh,
It's not a bad shout.
yeah,
It's not a bad
yeah,
shout.
I'll take that brown envelope, please."
Yeah, we'll take that envelope, bro. Bring it our way. 100%.
Yeah, give me an exclusive. Don't give it to Johnny.
Oh, land it, bruv, land it. It's facts. Don Roman, we love you. Do you understand that? We love you.
Yeah, we
You're
do.
our goat. You're the greatest owner, and we know you love our football club, and we know that you are upset. And Mikel, salute to John Obi Mikel, who I called out. Let's have it right. And he come out and said, "I'm not on the payroll. I'm not on the payroll."
First stream that he done, first Obi-Wan podcast that he done after what you said. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not on the payroll. Don't worry." So
yeah, fair play to you, Mikel, because you speaking for Roman was massive.
it was
Massive. To let us know that he's not happy, it makes us feel like, yes, he's watching us. He's seen our club deteriorate. He's seen his baby being just destroyed. You know, this is like Rosemary's Baby. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen that film? It's horrible. It's dark. It's just dark. You know, and what's happening at Chelsea. But I want to lay the message here to people watching, right? The power in a protest, a lot of people shrug it off. Oh, the Glazers, United have done it with the Glazers. They're still there. Cronkies are still there. We've never had to protest against our owner because we've had the best owner. But now we've got these American owners, this consultant that's come in. They are truly a cancer to this football club. They're a cancer to football because they want to change. They want to implement the blueprint, the new blueprint, to change the pyramid and fabric of football and the DNA. You know, you've heard Bowley come in and say, you know, we want an all-stars game, we want a north and south, we want to play Champions League finals and create different competitions to generate more revenue for the game because it's hit its limit. But let me explain to people that shrug it off, all right? When the 1958 set up the big protest for the Liverpool game where it got cancelled and they broke into the stadium, it was at that point that the Glazers actually were open to discussing selling the football club. But then they didn't want to let go because it's like 50% worth of their assets. They didn't want to let that go, right? So what they did, perfect PR stunt, we're going to sell a share and we're going to let them run footballing decisions. But they're not. They still have the majority share. Therefore, they have to sign off every football and financial decision. So all the financial decisions that are taking place at Manchester United now, you got the 1958, and salute to Steve and everyone in it, all right, they've just set one off now to plan to be at the 9th of March at Old Trafford against Arsenal, all right, and it's serious, it's big, because that's a new little ownership coming, and they're ready to protest, and it's not just them. I was at the protest where we shared a banner with West Ham, because West Ham was about ticket exploitation and exploiting loyalty. Everton have did a protest with Man United. So now you've got a trend of all football clubs and their supporter groups are now uniting. Never happened in the history of football, and you're seeing it now. Now there's two sides. If Chelsea protest, I promise you, this ownership are scared because they have paid out so much PR to protect their image. It's the image that they need to protect to allow them to continue implementing the model that they want to implement. To let it go further on where it's too late to actually do anything and keep the standards low, infiltrate the fan base, dilute the fan base, dilute the old school Chelsea and their voice, and bring in the new age supporter like they do in NFL, and everyone's paying big money for tickets on Vivid Seats. They want to dilute the game to control it on a monetary level and take the soul out of the game, the beautiful game. The protest for Chelsea, there's two types of protests. There's a protest to save our football club and actually stop the ones that are streamlining and beachheading the whole operation on the Premier League and in Europe, hence Champions League being played in America and all that nonsense, right? It's just, that's the first protest. The second protest is to unite with every other club in the game. And if we allow more than, we've got 10 American-owned Premier League clubs, if we allow 4 more, we are finished. They will
Two
have
might
full rights.
Two might get promoted.
2 might get
Yeah,
promoted,
it's getting
but
close.
another 2, and then we're completely monopolised.
That's the
Like we're
monopoly.
outnumbered. We're outnumbered. Do we want that to happen? And then like we had United, a few big up to vlogs in here. United vlogs. He was a United supporter at the protest. Some come from Manchester. Like, you know, we have to, like we are now, us three now, uniting. No one ever thought it'd happen, right? No one ever thought it, you know? And we are here because why? We all have something in common. We love our Chelsea. And we'll do anything for our Chelsea. And enough's enough. We have to trust the protest now. It's the only thing that can save our football club, because I promise you, their ego, their image, the PR that will come from the protest of Chelsea supporters who are renowned. We are ruthless, no surrender mentality. When we do it proper, like we saved everyone from the Super League. All right. When we do it serious. All right. They won't know how to cope with the PR, and there's nothing they can put out to PR to cover it up. There's nothing they can say, oh, we're going in the transfer market. Oh, we're going to do this. We don't trust you. 3 years. You're joking me right now. That's where we are, guys. I'll be real. This is where we are now.
This is why it's important for, and I think it's a lot more simple than people anticipate, to that point of protesting and all of that. People, in whatever means they can, just need to speak.
Do you want Chelsea to start winning trophies again and be successful or not?
It's
If you
simple as
don't,
that.
stay shut up. Stay in the hedge. If you do want us to win, speak up. Retweet things, share things. And I mean, that's exactly what we got to do now. Every single one of us. Like if there's still people, YouTubers particularly, that are still trying to defend this in some way, seriously, wake up. Like everyone should be in here, really. Although we wouldn't be able to get a word in Edgeway, would we? But like,
No.
you know.
Yeah,
They
we
should
wouldn't. We wouldn't. And I think whatever platform anyone has, but not just that. I even encourage the match-going fans. They're just as important as we are. Like, yeah, we've got channels and certain amount of followers and subscribers and all of that, and cool, understandably. But the noise at the ground, especially at the bridge, away, home or away, but especially at the bridge, with the owners right there, if they're even bothering to show up and they're there, that hits. But it's not one or the other. It's everything.
Everything.
So
We just
everyone do your
amplify it a
part.
bit.
Yeah.
Everyone do your part. It's as simple as that. Because that happens, as you said, it's bad PR and panicking. That's what will set things off. That's what will set things off in terms of them lot.
And I'll give you an example, right? When Vivid Seats was broken out, Fabrizio Romano, Ben Jacobs, Nizar Kinsella, Matt Law, David Pornstein, and Simon Johnson and the Athletic, none of them spoke a word on it when it officially broke out. And it was global, it was viral all over the Independent, Times, Guardian, Talk Sport, Sky Sports, The Sun. That tells you everything you need to know about how they are paying. They are using these guys to mask the truth and reality behind the scenes, because I can see it's toxic, it's divided, players are unhappy. You got, for example, in Kunku, they were trying to sell him all January. Now you're telling me he's starting every game. How does he feel knowing only because Jackson's injured he's thrown in there? He doesn't give a shit. Cole Palmer's lost interest. You can see it. Like you can see, he's like, what's the point in me even bothering? Like I know I'm a superstar, and someone's going to come in for me, and I'm going to take it. They've been pressurizing him about trademarks. All right, they got him trademarked with the Cole Palmer celebration, as if Cole Palmer and his family are going to make that go, oh, by the way, Cole, I think we should trademark your celebration. No, that's an Americanized marketing ploy. That's their game. You know, they're abusing these kids like they are. They're taking advantage of these kids by selling them the dream ticket Chelsea Football Club, because they've all grown up watching Chelsea and the success of Chelsea, and they're not going to reject an 8-year deal. But when it comes to all the platforms, yeah, I've come at everyone. You know, everyone knows it. I'm straight up. I don't sugarcoat nothing, and it's never personal. I just come at what narratives are, and I can smell a mile off, like Tuchel narratives. I could smell a mile off, and I was so positive on my channel. I backed all my players. I backed my gaffer. I backed my owner, right? Yeah. And I was growing, and I was happy. I was like, that's my gaffer TT. And then people started coming at TT, and I didn't like it, because you can't disrespect that gaffer. And when I see this ownership and all this happening and that, I thought, that's it. I'm done. It's bigger than the players, bigger than the manager. It's bigger than the directors. This is about upstairs, when I knew about the model, and the model's killing us. It's killed us, actually. It's killed us. All the platforms out there, as much as I'd love to all be on a panel, the reality is I don't trust you. And the reason I don't trust you is there's many out there that have known what the agenda was behind the scenes. And if you've known this agenda and known that I've known it, and have people come at me with agenda and call me negative and toxic, when you knew what was going on behind the scenes and you sponsored it only to get called out, that tells me one thing only: I can't trust you. Because anyone who loves Chelsea and can see that model and what it is and sponsor it, you're a disgrace. You can't be doing that. It's not football. It's not built for football. And this is what I'm saying. Instead of everyone thinking like, yeah, we're all going to jump on, right? Just do your duty and be loyal to your football club and to being a true Chelsea supporter, and say the truth. End of. Like, just say the truth. That's all I've wanted, for everyone to just land it. Because if we don't, and it's still a divide, you're playing into the owner's hands, because they created this culture, this environment of divide. They need it. They feed off it. Divide and conquer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is massive. Like, everyone in the chat, all the ultras, yeah, this is monumental. Tonight is monumental, right? Like, Eunice and George are probably, in my eyes, they are the biggest in the Chelsea community on YouTube, with a huge influence. Huge influence. I don't recognise Rory, because Rory's a TalkSport merchant and he flip-flops too much and he's not Chelsea focused. But with George and Eunice, they're Chelsea. And this is a very, very special stream, because this is about unity. This is what it means to support your club, you know, and to put all agendas aside and fight for what's right. This is big, you know. So salute to both of you. You know what I'm saying?
No, cheers.
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Go for it. Something I want to add. I want to make something clear as well, because I know for a fact with tonight's stream, right, and with George on with us as well, there will be some people that will like the message but hate the messenger. They'll, in their deep heart, know that what's being said is true, but they'll also be thinking, "Oh, they're with Johnny. Why are they doing that? Well, look what they've done," and they'll look at it from a negative perspective. Whereas in reality, the whole point is to show exactly what unifying for the sake. Let me take that back. Unifying for the greater good, something that's bigger than all of us. which is it's our football club, right? It's going to be impossible to agree with someone 100% on anything. There's people that need to learn on how to be able to engage in conversation with people that you might not agree with and find common ground and look for the greater good. And in this case, we can all see the one thing we agree on is Chelsea Football Club is not just in the mud. I've been saying Man United are in the grave. We're right in there with them now.
Our coffin is being put right next to them.
It's being lowered. Yeah.
If we don't all say the truth, then we are literally helping with spades and shovels to throw it on top to bury us even deeper.
This is it. And this is why this is why I know for a fact that there will be people that will look at this and go, Johnny's got George in, or George has gone on with Johnny, or something like that, right? Without even realizing that we are practicing what we're preaching here.
Yeah.
And it's about bringing those opinions together for the greater good and doing what's right for our football club that we love, where we can see as heading straight into the ground. Yeah. And people need to learn how to engage in that sort of conversation and not just be so one-sided and tunnel vision and, it's this way. And anyone that disagrees is the Antichrist. That's not how life works. And these guys, especially online, they'll learn, I think, with age. But what's happened tonight, 100%, with the result and what it means, and I think a lot of minds will be woken up tonight. And with this stream as well and what's happened here tonight, I think is an example to everyone on what everyone.
Nearly 2,000 people in it. It's good. Yeah. Very good.
Yep.
Mega.
Yep.
It's what we call learn the minerals. And I'll say this: if anyone has got a lot of people got agenda on me, yeah, I know it, and it is what it is. It doesn't bother me, but if you don't like the messenger and you're ignoring the message, then that's the problem. The reality is, if people are looking at this going, "Oh shit, George and Eunice are with Johnny," and "Oh no, what they're saying and why they're doing that," well, it shows one thing to me. It shows an agenda, and it shows a tad of jealousy in a way. When that shows that your focal point is about you personally and you about what you do and not about what you do it for, which is Chelsea. That's what I see, and it shouldn't be that. Everyone's entitled to do whatever they want. You know, you go on your channel, you do what you do, but it's clear as day where we are, how we're being run, that this is not Chelsea. It's just not it. All right. I don't recognise, like Didier said, I don't recognise my football club. I don't. I don't enjoy watching us play. I don't have any connection with the majority of these players. No. I haven't chanted for a manager since Tommy Tuchel. I don't feel excited. And it's like everyone's on false hope all the time. And it's turned into this Arsenal mentality of go to a game, or even like Spurs, go to a game, have beers with your mates. And it's a routine and not, we're here to land the minerals, and we're here to win, and we're here to back our team, and we've got a gaffer in the dugout who's going to fight for us, and our players are going to fight for us, and we're going to play for the badge week in, week out. And even if we don't win, at least we die trying to win. There's none of that.
Yeah.
It's just dilute. It's jellyfish, no backbone, no spine. It's all PR. It's all words. Talk is cheap.
And 3 years as well is enough time. There's enough managers. Not that Potter was ever a good enough manager anyway. Pochettino's Spursy and Maresca won the championship. So it's not like we've been through quality managers and this is all about the players being bad. But it's like at this point in time, how can anybody want to call for the head of the manager before calling for the owners that are employing these managers? Like Roman was employing flipping Jose Mourinho first time, second time, Carlo Ancelotti, Antonio Conte. These are the biggest names in football, for goodness sake. And like Thomas Tuchel, like these are the guys that win you things. And whatever data they might want to look at, how are they missing the most important parts of the data? What they're missing is the fact that is what successful football clubs are. Successful football clubs are not the Tottenhams of this world that bring in lots of match day revenue and have loads of profits to be shouting about. You see a happy Tottenham fan right now. And that's me protecting Spurs fans. And that's the first and only time I'll ever do that. So all of the metrics are because there's too much money in football now. But who are the ones that lose out on all of this? Fans.
Yeah.
Fans are what made football what it was. When it was pig's bladders being kicked around, like why did all these blokes who first ever started kicking pig's bladders around on a piece of grass or whatever, why did they do it? Because they saw that there was people on the side like, oh, that looks fun. What are they doing? That was the most important thing then. And now it's the least important thing. Now we're at the bottom of the rung. But do we want to sit there and accept that? I don't. I'm not going to. That was really the turning point. When I watch you guys' stream about the Vivid Seats thing, I'm like, hang on a fucking minute. I know I live on the other side of the world. But even if I did want to go, I ain't fucking spending £1,000. I'm not paying £1,000 for a ticket to watch my club. Are you having a laugh?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even buy it for £1,000 from a flipping charity, for goodness sake. Like, come on. Like, it's going into the pocket of our billionaire owner.
It's up to 20 grand, George, mate. Up to 20 grand.
Not for Chelsea ones, surely. That's
For
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool,
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would imagine it's across the board, to be honest with you.
For Chelsea, it
Someone
was
will pay it.
top
the
ticket was
stupid
3K.
Fucking ridiculous.
Top ticket was 3K for Chelsea.
And before they've gone on sale with the club to members and season holders, before you can buy them. And these clowns are, do you know what? There's people that went on Talk Sport and not one of them mentioned it. Not one. They're trying to keep it all on the quiet. You can't keep it quiet, Bowley. You have to come out and address it. You can't sit in the fan advisory board. You have to go to Dom and Beard on the Chelsea Supporters Trust and speak to them with dialogue in public and address all the supporters that you're skimming and milking and robbing blind. Yeah? But you're not going to do that. Instead, you're going to broadcast a cricket club that you're buying. Jog on. Get out of here. And these two clowns, Egbali and Bowley, turn up on Sky Sports, turn up to the PSR meeting. They want PSR because PSR allows them to continue with this nonsense of a model. They probably want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. And to add another point, because you mentioned if, let's say in this case, the CST, although the CST are fairly are independent, but the fan advisory board, I want to make this clear because the 1958, when they announced their protest against Arsenal earlier on, right, and they came out with a whole explanation. You can go on the 1958 Twitter page and see it, and they mentioned there's a fan advisory board for Man United. He said, but the 1958 said, we're not expecting anything from them because we know they're NDA'd up. They can't talk.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that because it's not just exclusive to Man United. It's not. I think if anyone has an American owner,
they use it.
That's probably what's going on.
Yeah.
So bear that in mind.
And you got to think, if they're NDA'd up, which means they can't speak for themselves, who's the ones that are speaking for them? Brown envelopes.
Exactly.
So whatever they say is what goes, right? Mudueke said this. Palmer said this. Viega said that he only wants to play centre-back and he only wants to go on loan. Yeah? Or he only wants to go on loan or he wants to get sold because he wants out. Like, what are we doing here? What are these stupid narratives? It's ridiculous. Yeah? Absolutely ridiculous. I've got a load of whatever super minerals, yeah? We'll run through them. This is going to be entertaining. Big up Robert. He says, get these parasites out of my club. They've ruined us. Roman Abramovich. Big up Johnny. Big up to you, Robert. Big up to Brian. He says, that's what I'm talking about. Only Chelsea FC. Winning 3-0 at the Bernabeu or losing to a new model. Well, Bowley told us we were going to win 3-0 at the Bernabeu, if you remember that. We're going to win 3-0, guys. Yeah. 3-0. We're going to win 3-0, guys. Yeah, no problem at the Bernabeu. Yeah. You
kill me.
Absolute clown. Big up to Pistero. Says the match game fans need serious talk. They need to be the ones throwing the table on Crime Lake by chanting Roman and booing constantly, win, lose or draw. Until that happens, they'll think themselves unmovable. Tickets scanned. and seats empty. Facts. That's at the home ground. But people need to understand it's win, lose, or draw. My narrative stays the same. I've had enough. I can see that the model's not changing, and that's where we need to go. Big up United Vlogs, who's at the protest, says, like 1958, you need to protest now. We do. Southampton sounds like a good game. Brian says, land on Roman twice, Johnny. Yeah, we'll fucking do that. We love our go, bro. Yeah, let's land on Roman.
Roman Abramovich! 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 Roman Abramovich!
Big up to James Brown. He says, apps about bloody time, Mr. Benson. Clown Lake out. Big up to my Chelsea young boys. Come on. He says, dream team, we need to unite. We are family with blue blood. Clown Lake out twice in a week. Going home broken. You three together makes me happy. Up the Chelsea. And salute to your old man, our Chelsea old boy. Come on. We see things I'll never see. Love, miss him dearly. If he's here, he'd be smashing up everything, anything in sight. Big up Brian says, Clear Lake Capital BLUECO is a trash ownership. Salute to RW Manton, Minerals FC Ultra for 1 month. Benson Edges.
I'm out the hedge, boys.
He's out the edge, bruv. He's out the edge. Come on. Big up Ola. He says, those who won't get in the fan base will still not get it. Just wondering if those living with false hope on false project are human fans or bots. I don't know. You should ask, is it Connie who's got these bots that you can pay for bots to go in Twitter spaces nowadays. I've seen. It's mad to me. Big up to you, my geezer. Pissed at Eros. Salute to you for being a Minerals FC Ultra member. He says, beautiful view numbers. Channel also growing. Shadowban can go fuck itself. Keep up the pressure. Keep spreading the truth. Crime Lake out. Make Chelsea great again. And I want to make that clear, yeah. I don't know about you, George, if you knew. Eunice knows. I've been absolutely sabotaged on this channel. The amount of shadow bans I've had. They've robbed my subscribers. They've unsubscribed my people that view me every stream. And they've had to do it 3 times. It's a joke, mate.
To be fair, I only subscribed to you today. And when I tried to open the stream by clicking subscriptions, it don't show up.
Oh, wow.
So when I went to, I'll check now to see.
Yeah.
It says you're live now, but when I went to click it for the first time, when I realized I was missing out on your Ultras chat, then I couldn't find it unless I type your channel in. So yeah.
There we go. Come on, live from the Benson there. You landed it straight away. Big up to Shanzi says, no shots on target tonight.
Oh, that I don't fuck that.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, no, it's 0. Right.
Fuck off.
No, it's not.
Fuck off.
It is.
0 shots.
You're telling me they could have had no goalkeeper and we still.
Fucking hell. How far in the mud do you want to be?
No.
That's crazy. That's
we've not focused on that point because there's bigger problems. Like there's
I know,
there's so much shit that is now minuscule when in reality that should be a disgrace in and of itself.
Well, listen, today's game with no shots matches the no trophies at Chelsea for almost 3 years now. You know,
over 3 years now.
Over 3 years, yeah.
And the three. We're gonna talk like Mr. Jose, right? 3. What does 3 mean? 3 it doesn't mean 3-0 Brighton. It means 3 years of shit under these owners.
Yeah.
That's what 3 means.
Yeah, with 3 gaffers as well.
And 3 gaffers. Everything's in 3.
Yeah, unless, to be fair, it's technically 5. Frank Lampard came in interim and he had Bruno Mars for a game against Liverpool, isn't it?
Bruno Mars.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Big up a retro reviews. He says, so glad the troops are all together. Big up Johnny, Eunice and George. I gutted even Brighton have experience. That's fact.
They actually do.
Fact.
Yep.
They've got experience over us. They got Milner in there and Welbeck and like Welbeck won a title under 30.
I take Welbeck at Chelsea, mate. That's how bad it is.
Welbeck's 34.
Welbeck's a quality player, to be fair.
Yeah, he is. No, he is. He's very underrated.
Always has been.
Yeah. He's delivered. Big up to Shanes. He says Chelsea fan base will grow in unity. Johnny, Eunice, and George. This step is good to see. Well done to the Mender. Up the Chelsea, BLUECO, and owners out. Facts. We stand with that. RSV says big up. Credit to you for calling this out from day one. However, others deserve this, like Carefree Lewis, who asked his mates to apologise to Bowley and Clearlake back in November when you were on great form. Yeah, it's the manager, not you guys. Yeah, oh mate, listen, delusion. Big up to Shanes. He says to the chat, stop moving like in Kunku, smash the likes. Yeah,
No, the chat's
Yeah,
moving mad, mate.
mate. This
What-
Kunku
bad
at this
comparison.
rate, you can even smash Lily Phillips, bruv. You know what I'm saying? It's a joke. To the depths, keep landing minerals, no surrender. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Stevie says, make EE our shirt sponsor as we love data. Would you not say Johnson & Johnson's or something? Or OnlyFans at this rate? You'll probably get a better deal. Chelsea FC says, inserts in Carefree channel to face. Don't get that one. Carefree Minerals, salute to you, my geezer. He says, big up Johnny and Eunice. Always respect to George for coming on. All fans have to unite now. Damage that's been done will already take years to undo. And that's the worrying. That's the how serious it is. That
That's the
even
bottom
if you do get a new owner in, the amount of shit that they've got to offload is. These contracts are big, mate.
I said this has got to be a car boot sale.
Yeah.
Literally.
Wembley Market or something like that. Big up the Swiss Daniel. Love this club with all my heart and bollocks. Yeah, bruv, we do. And our bollocks are shriveled up at Chelsea at this moment in time. But took my missus out tonight and landed the minerals. CFC can't ruin my day tonight. I refuse. Welcome to the Minerals FC, George. No more brown envelopes. £10 on me up the Chelsea. Yeah.
You know, you've actually genuinely made people believe that I'm getting famous from the club to talk about shit, haven't you? Fair play, mate. I back it. I back it.
Legendary status, bruv. Legendary status. Big up to Chelsea CC's regression is understatement. Yeah. Last season we scored goals, but now a big zero. Eunice doing rugby mentality daily on London Metro. Rugby mentality. It's Eunice talking rugby now.
I subscribe. I'm in.
Eunice talks rugby. He's gone from Eunice talks Charlie to Eunice talks rugby now. He loves a bit of rugby, didn't you, Eunice? Yeah. I bet you're well excited. You want to meet Willie in the training ground?
Oh yeah, I might have to.
Oh mate, what are we doing here? IFC, Ella, is it IFC? Says I got really pissed off today. I stopped watching the game. Well, as you know, I think George and Eunice literally went and done their videos well before full time. The game was done. You know what I'm saying?
That's our version of leaving early.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think I know there's a few ways that have messaged me and they said they left early, and they don't.
Loads did.
No one leaves early normally.
Yeah, away fans never do that. That's when you know.
Yeah.
Mate, there was a clip of 70th minute, literally crowds, literally heading out.
Yeah.
Outside of the ground, videos taken of all the fans walking away.
Yeah.
Even Brighton fans are flipping leaving, mate. They knew the job was done. They got a whole weekend to go and enjoy now.
Yeah.
And do you know what's sickening is we've given them 225 million. And do you know what Barker said? He says, well, I think Chelsea are very happy customers. I'm going to try my
the piss out of us.
Yeah. And the other, he said, and the other thing, I was sleeping yesterday and I was dreaming Roman, he got back his Chelsea. I woke up, I went straight to Google, nothing. And that is how sad it is that we are so. Can you imagine the scenes if Don Roman actually did buy us back? I'll tell you what, that'd be generational.
I'd have a rave.
It would be Eunice to
I would host a rave.
Eunice will be diving in that shit. Wouldn't you? We'll get Eunice all lit up. We'll get him on the live. You know what I'm saying? He'll probably start spitting bars, raving, cutting shapes. Big up to Jules Paddy says they sold Gallagher for Drewsbury Wedding Hall. That makes sense. Yeah, we were told that Wedding Hall's clear of Gallagher. Okay, mate. How come one's playing at Atletico Madrid under Diego Simeone, playing Champions League and La Liga games, and the other one's not even making bench? So it is what it is. Club is done. No chance now. We need Roman Empire at Chelsea. Big up to Tom Dowling. He says, I've been critical of you, Johnny, but more important things are at stake here. We need to unite as Chelsea fans to save our club. Let's kick Clear Lake down the King's Road until they never come back. Facts. And listen, everyone, not everyone's going to agree with me, or when I was saying what I was saying. I'm not expecting everyone to, I get it. Like, sometimes it's hard for people to understand, and they always want to be positive in that. But when I know it, and it's set in stone, and they're not going to change, I can't let go. I have to. I have to keep charging, bro. Big up Denishan, salute you, man. He says, Johnny, man, I feel devastated. This club is dead. It is. Yes, Don Roman back. He's back on it.
Only
$5.
He's struggling, isn't he?
Come on. He says, happy to see George here at this channel. These clowns have to go. We need to stick together to get them out. Fuck them all. Get our Chelsea back. Yes, Don. We will do that. We will do that. Big up Robert. He says, Gusto just came out to say top 4 is a target when the fucking manager told us it's not our target this year. Contradictions after contradictions. Wow. So let's understand that these players do want to win. They do actually want to have success. They don't want to just be sold and be an asset. And I think that they know they've been dealt like that and they'll be treated like that. So you're going to expect a dysfunctional squad mentality. They're not playing regular minutes. There's not even a regular first team. It's just poor all around. Big up the Chelsea. This is total collapse coming at Chelsea. Save this club. Let's all come together and fight. Eunice is back to Chelsea. Watch Eunice's old channel with Becca. I don't know why you're saying he's back.
I don't know what that means.
I never left.
Arsenal, Man United, I'll kill him. Where's he gone? I'll fucking do him in.
BLUECO sold me off for profit.
Yeah, Blue.
He's in the bathroom.
Became a fan in 2004 because I fell in love with the crest and passion of the culture over there. Wild how I can't escape the foam finger anymore. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Brian. CFC every match since 2003. Salute to you, geezer. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals. Long live Chelsea old boys. We will never surrender. Salute to my boy Stretters General. He says Chelsea are in intensive care. United are in hospice. We're on the way, son. We're on the way.
We're going to be on bunk beds.
Fucking hell, get the drip hat. Big up this Chelsea RK. He says this not Chelsea was only supporter in the middle of all Barca supporters in UCL 2012. This is not Chelsea. Facts. They're the standards, bro. We will play. That Barcelona, all right, the greatest Barcelona team to ever exist that we can all agree was the unbelievable. Feared who? Chelsea. They publicly came out. They feared us. That says everything you need to know. Three Amigos, salute. Are we going to do what are you doing the hips? The Three Amigos, isn't it? Oh, thrust, whatever. Big up to BBB, whatever. Let's go. He says, hey, Johnny, my mate is Tofa from NYC. Big fan here. Been supporting Chelsea soccer club since day one. Don't say soccer club. All right.
I was going to say, is he going to read this out?
Yeah, let's have it right. Yeah. Football club. Respect you in the States, but it's football club. Yeah. We're not doing meatloaf, bowling, egg barley nonsense here. All right. 2 season. So he says, I think we should trust these owners, man. They have a plan. Give them a chance. It's a simple thank you very much for your generosity, but fuck off. It's not happening. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Big up to Chelsea, loyal. Clown Lake out, delightful. Couldn't say it better myself. Get these Yankee cants out. Brian, bots landing super minerals were fucking done for. Fucking how many of these are there, bruv? This is like a monologue. I'm fucking tired, bruv. Dinesh, they copy Brighton and lose, karma by them. Exactly. But that's the point. They want the real estate at Chelsea. They want the
Brighton's
location.
not Chelsea.
Not Chelsea. Listen, don't worry. Barney and Bowley, they bought a penthouse in Brighton. They love a seagull. Let's have it right. But they've also bought a penthouse in Mayfair. And they've also stripped every asset out of football club. Yeah. Andy, big up to you, says, sell up and get out and bring back Roman. Love to you, my geezer. Chelsea Empire, my geezer, salute to you. Salute to your old man and your uncle. Let's have it right, Don. Very happy to see this. We must unite. Big up to you, Johnny. Fucking minerals. Pressure makes diamonds. Get these clowns out. Much respect. We will. We will. Salute to you, Adam Rated. Love to you, my geezer. Always supporting the channel. Brian, who's coming on next? Make Chelsea great again. Bruv, this is enough. This is a fucking this is a buffet all you can eat, bruv. And you know what I'm saying? It's whatever you want, Chinese, Indian, whatever you want, bruv. This is a real a la carte buffet, bruv. You go to the most prestigious 5-star hotel. Yeah, you're landing it. Big up the Chelsea young boys. Love to you. He says, question to George. When did you realise these owners, sporting directors, are taking our Chelsea to the pits and come on minerals?
I think, to be fair, I've always been very... I don't believe that the model that they instilled was the right one, obviously, because of what we went from to now to this. I would say it took me longer to kind of, I guess, come out the hedge, to use one of Johnny's phrases to myself. I don't know if I should even be taking the piss out of myself here, but I will. I don't give a fuck. But like, I think I was optimistic because above all else, all I want to see is Chelsea win. So when we go through this shit run of form, you've got no choice but to look to the root of the problem. Like if you, well, I mean, like, I'm trying to think of an example here, but there isn't one. But if you don't focus on the actual problem, which isn't the players, it is the mentality, it's the way the club are being ran, it's the way that we respond to very clear stimuli that's fucking wrong. Like you think it's bad luck, do we, that Mark Guiu and Nicholas Jackson get injured during the final hours of deadline day? You think that's bad luck, do you? Absolutely not. It's bad planning. Because even if Jackson got injured, it should never be Mark Guiu as the backup for a team that should be competing for titles, ever. No offense to him. He could be a great striker one day, but he should never be the backup. And Nicholas Jackson as well, questionably. Ready to be Chelsea striker? Probably not. Clearly not. The proof is in the pudding. The results are there. You can see it all. So I think I realised when I didn't notice anything about my club, and when results are bad, I look for the root of the problem. So I saw the root of the problem, and it was very clear to me that I can't be mad at the players. I can't be mad at the manager. Sporting directors, waste of time. Owners, that's the problem. They're the ones that are employing these guys, and they're the only ones that actually have the capabilities to make any difference, which they're not going to do. So get them the fuck out.
Facts. Spot on.
Yeah,
spot on. Big up to Chelsea. It's raining minerals. Save the Chelsea. Let's go. We're all going to save Chelsea together, united. And Tadis, big up to you, says we want Roman Empire back. We want the Roman Empire banner back, but like Eunice said, that's probably been sanctioned and all. Big up to Tom.
Yeah, that won't get in the ground. No way.
Yeah. Salute to Tom. Proper Chelsea will land the protest. We're going full steam ahead, bruv. King Xavi says Project 2030 is relegation. That's the project. Shrug my head. Chelsea Empire says this is a bigger problem than Super League. Protest on steroids must be landed. Glad to see Benson seeing the truth. Big up to my legend Eunice. Love that. Big up to Carl. He says stick George to goalkeeper and Eunice up front. Yeah, facts. I reckon I did a better job. Can you play at the back, George?
I used to be a goalie. I used to be a goalie back in the day. Yeah.
I used to be a striker.
Did you?
There you go. He's not lying.
Love that. I was a DM. I love to get stuck in and break legs. So
great. We've almost
got a spine. Yeah.
Fucking hell, minerals overload. Big up to Jermaine. He says, didn't rugby guy say Mount is a leader of the pack? Yes, he did, Jermaine. You've been watching the Minerals FC, haven't you? He did, and ever since he said that, we ain't seen him since. Interesting. Big up to Brian. He says, another 1.5 billion needed. Pathetic ownership. That's true. We do need more money spent. Axie Chelsea says, what I don't understand is how our two teams under the same club and owner run differently. The women's team get an elite manager and experienced players, but it's a total opposite for the men's. Eunice, you can learn this one.
It's so okay. There's no money in the women's game. End of story. Like the women's game, if I'm not mistaken, Chelsea women, right? In the last financial year, it generated 14 million. That's it. There's no money in the women's game. It's not at a scale where it generates money. So there's nothing to gain from the women's team except they have to win. That's the only way they will stay relevant, is they have to succeed, and they are. So they were given everything. They were given, after Emma Hayes, they were given Sonia Bonpasta, basically replacing Jose with Pep. They were given all sorts of world-class signings, the equivalent of going in now to buy Mbappe and Erling Haaland. That's what our women's team got. And not long ago, they signed a girl from Barcelona, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's no money in the women's game. So the only thing for the women to do is actually win. If not, there's nothing. So that's what they're doing.
Back to basics.
Whereas the men,
yeah,
there's loads of money to make, and that's the prime concern. So,
and you know what's funny? They go on about Champions League football because obviously that will give them the golden ticket front of shirt sponsor. The fact that we don't have one is the biggest embarrassment of all time. We've always had a shirt sponsor. There is not one Premier League team that has not got a shirt sponsor, or a championship, or Sunday leagues even got shirt sponsors. Why haven't we?
Is that even something that in history? Are we the first ones in history?
I think we are.
I think so.
Yeah. It's just a joke. It's an absolute joke. I'm going to read this out because he's Light Ray says you should all collaborate to make one video that is posted to all your channels. Get ultras to submit videos as well. The message is one thing. BLUECO out. I can start the protest online first. You know what I will say with this, right? Is I need to know it's coming from the old school Chelsea and the Chelsea behind the scenes. And once that is arranged, we will all unite and we will all propaganda it. But it's not for us in particular. I've got too much agenda on me. Let's have it right. So no one will fucking turn up anyway. But I would say if it has to come from the Chelsea, like the Chelsea. You understand what I'm saying? And when that happens, we will gladly do something like that. We'll do a 1958 video. We can all feature. We can all push it out. Bosh. You know, that's the way I see it. I know everyone else will feel the same. Big up Stevie G says, Johnny, Eunice, George, unite and fight. No surrender. Salute to you, Governor. Chelsea Loyal says, Carefree Lewis and his Bums Brigade trying to mud you other night in his live when I challenged him about the owners. Absolute wannabe. Irrelevant. Instead of bitching and whining about me, do what's right for our football club and stop talking waffle and speak the truth, because you look ridiculous if you don't. And that's all I've got to say, you know. Don't highlight, don't give it attention. Just do what's right. All the ultras, just speak the truth. That's all we want to do. That's all that's necessary. It's nothing. Everything else is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. Big up to you, Chelsea. It says, quick shout. Big up to Cursor, Steve G, Michael, Brian CFC, and many others in here. We have been in the trenches for toxic positives since day one for 3 years. And salute to Mickey Droyboy, Hannah Chelsea, Dusty Rhodes, all of ya, literally everyone from day one. Dan, Nutty Blue, Sizzler, everyone. Love to everyone that support this channel, because they've been through it with me for a long time. They've seen how we've been treated. They've seen how the channel's been attacked, and they've stuck by me through thick and thin. And without them, this doesn't exist. This channel, this platform is for us to speak the truth. This platform is not about any benefits and gigs. It's about being real. Because if you can't be real, then what's the fucking point? You know, you can go to many other places on Sky Sports, TalkSport, they can feed you all that bullshit. Not here. Come on. Big up to Brian. He says they'll always love LA Dodgers more. Let's wake up. And salute to my Chelsea young boys. He says, salute to you, George. With you on board is a Chelsea family. Will send shivers, and we will push for the protest. You are free. You free are our voices. Make it count. Up the Chelsea. And he means that. I'll tell you that now. He means that 100%. Yeah. His old man, General. Yeah. Love him to bits, and I miss him to bits. Stevie G, Governor General. Without these lot, these are the Chelsea. These are the Chelsea. So we will take that, and love to you. Love to you. You know where it comes from. The heart, and it will continue to. And this is monumental tonight. Big up to Chelsea. Says even real Brighton owner would have done better than fake one. Can CPO force real Chelsea back? What's the contract terms? What's left at Chelsea? What is left? What is left?
True.
So please stop now, please. I beg you. That's enough. Right? Fuck me. Respect to everyone. Guys, listen. What are we saying? I know we've spent a long time on here. Let's land it for what it is. George, you're always welcome anytime.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'm knackered, but like I think I messaged you straight away. I was like, no, fuck it. Tonight's the night. We're not going to wait until I fucking move house or whatever. We're doing it now. So thank you for having me on. Thank you for having me on.
No, pleasure, brother. It's lovely, and all the ultras are very happy you're here. You're part of us. And big up Eunice Talks. Yeah, Charlie, come on. both OGs, bruv. Both OGs in the game, you know. So respect to you.
And everyone still thinks that we're not mates, mate. No, everyone knows that me and Johnny didn't see eye to eye for a little bit, but people still think we hate each other, Eunice.
Mate,
people think that we just.
Is that what the narrative is? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because we had a channel, at least briefly, but because times could never align, like in Bali, me in London, here in Dubai, like it would always clash. So we put it on the shelf and we're like, look, okay, there's something that maybe we can revisit, but for now it can't be done. Because we stopped uploading, people were like, oh, they've fallen out, they hate each other, something's happened. And he's clarified it, I've clarified it, and to this day I still get comments, what happened to Shootout, Eunice?
Yeah.
What is
now
that?
They know.
Shootout sounds like a fucking. I don't even want to go there, bruv. Eunice Talk shootouts. Oh God, you're killing me. You're killing me. Yeah, crying out loud. Oh, listen.
I should have known to think about saying that on air. You know, I should have known.
Yeah. Listen. You'll know, Georgie, when you come, if you come on more often, you'll get to know the chat. The chat.
It's wild in here, mate. It's wild.
They're wild.
No, I missed the first bit of it, to be fair, but from now on, I think it's got to be a must. Every time I'm on, I've got to be referencing these boys for sure.
Yeah.
George lands the 6 learned minerals. That's iconic. That is. That's Chelsea YouTube history, mate. Right there.
Come on. Oh, respect to everyone, mate. Respect to everyone. Big up to you, Chelsea. He says 1.3 in this stream. Subscribe, grow this channel. Subscribe to everyone. I know Eunice needs to get to 200k. George, what are you on? You on the way to fucking 500,000 or something? What are you on?
It's gonna be a while, but we're on the way to 320. Let's call it that.
320. Get George to 320, bruv. We got ultras all over the gaff. We got an army here, so we'll help you out. All of my 15,000 or 14,000 will top you up. Big up to everyone.
Now. It's a lot. It's big growth today.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's good. It's good. But do you know what? Do you know what's funny? For a very small channel, we throw a very heavy punch. So yeah, we keep moving.
Matters. That's what matters.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Apparently Eunice talks beetroots now. But big up to everyone. But Egg Barley talks Bonnie Boo. Stevie G says, yeah, mate. So listen, big up to everyone live and locked in. And love to everyone. Thank you very much for listening to us, what we got to say. And salute to you. Bud Ardy says 5 things we learnt tonight. Benson has the minerals. Come on.
Yeah, he needs to subscribe and get used to the real number, mate. 6. Come on.
6 now. He's got it wrong. 5. He said 5 now. He's got 5 on it. Yeah, come on. No, 6 things we learnt. Benson's got the minerals, bruv, and I'm saying it there. What a general to come on. So big up to everyone. Smash the likes, hit the subscribe. As I said, subscribe to Eunice, subscribe to George. Put all your comments down below. And there's nothing else that we can do. There is one more thing. Chelsea Empire. He says, "Can you get football therapy on here?"
Mate.
I hope you all have a very good day and everyone's doing well. Stevie Wonder on steroids. You never know, bruv. But I don't know. Maybe he'll ask for his cat to come on. We have to see what happens there. But fair play. Listen, I think we got an all-you-can-eat buffet. Is that what you call it, Eunice? All-you-can-eat.
It's a different variety.
Yeah.
Of all you can eat. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But it is all you can eat.
Yeah. So respect. How many more we got here, bruv? Fucking.
It's not stopping.
They just don't want us to end it. That's what it is.
I know. What happened to old blue channel with Eunice and Fatta? I don't know what that is. Is that you, Eunice?
Father, maybe. Don't know.
What happened to old blue channel? What's the old blue channel?
Unless he's talking about my first channel.
Is that what it's called then?
What I had? No, not. It wasn't old. It was Eunice HH. My first channel. Maybe he's talking about that because I did have my dad on a couple of times on there. I remember that. Maybe it's that. But yeah, no, he's not been on. I don't think he's been on Eunice Talks Football. But then again, now it's difficult when you're halfway across the world. So
yeah,
I'll see when that can be arranged.
Facts. Yeah. All right, guys, enough now. You got to stop. Yeah, we got to. I mean, people got to go to sleep.
Please stop getting shot.
Yeah. Can everybody just stop getting shot? 100%. Big up to everyone. Salute to everyone. As always, we leave you our Don Roman at the Chelsea, at the Minerals FC. BLUECO out. We want our Chelsea back. No surrender. Trust the protest. Let's go.